What's up, people? It's your boy Riley Escobar holding it down for y'all once again. And y'all are tuning into episode 11 of the Just Send It podcast. Y'all know the podcast created to change perspectives, explore new concepts and themes, while this still capturing that timeless conversational appeal. So, without further ado, we actually going to get into the show. Oh, yeah, episode 11. So, shout out to Tom.
What's good, fam? You alright, man? You chillin', man? Yeah, yo, I'm good, yo. You know, Gucci, out here maintaining, trying to do my thing, yo. Good to know, man. What's good, fam? You good? Yeah, I'm good, yo. Try to flood the streets or whatever. You know how we do, man. We just try, we try to elevate. Briefcase state of mind.
So this episode is coming fresh off of Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday with their, family, with their friends, and etc. Hopefully it was COVID free. You know what happened last year. A lot of people was going over people's houses for the holidays, going out of town, having people coming from town, and like a lot of people caught the COVID. The COVID crept up on a lot of people. So like hopefully this year, y'all social distancing was on point, or everybody got the vaccine. Oh, I said vaccine like it was like it was Vaseline. Everybody, everybody got that vaccine or something like that, and things was better this year. But of course, Thanksgiving you normally spend that time either chilling with your family. If you're not around your family, you with your friends, and shout out to those people who actually work on Thanksgiving. I know it's a group of people that you have to go into work for Thanksgiving. So hopefully you got that holiday pay and y'all putting that holiday pay towards something that's gonna be like super dope, whether it's a Christmas gift or a trip or whatever. But shout out to that time and a half, man. We could use that. But also this weekend was Black Friday, of course, and Cyber Monday just passed. Today is actually Tuesday, so we just missed Cyber Monday, of course. And people out there on the hunt for the best deals. That's kind of this what happened this time of year. This weekend is like everybody either getting up super early or scouring online for like the best deal they possibly can get. Even some people, even in the Walmart, running their hands over a 55-inch TV. Well, maybe that's a little bit old fashioned. Back in the day, like maybe like 10 years ago, people would be fighting in like Walmart over a 55 TV, Best Buy 55-inch TV. Uh, but nowadays, like TVs are so cheap. You can get a 55-inch TV from a Shibuki brand for like $300 or something like that. So people probably in those Walmarts and stuff like that running their hands for a PlayStation 5. Hopefully y'all got the PlayStation 5. I don't know. That joint came out. Did it come out last year? It came out 2020, or did it come out 19? No, I think it came out 2020, and people still having a tough time getting it for a decent price that's not like $1,000. So like, I know how Black Friday is, and like, I'm gonna tell y'all because I ain't gonna lie, I always wanted to go out for Black Friday, but I just never went out for Black Friday, and I don't even want to go out for the sales. I don't want to go out for the sales. I don't want to go out to shop. I just want to go out and see people act ratchet over these low price deals. Like I want to see people like have like two TVs in that cart and trying to reach for the third, like I be seeing in the pictures. I want to see somebody mother try to run their hands for the last TV or the last speaker or the last game system. Like I want to see the ratchet stuff. Like why? I don't know. I just think it's a little bit entertaining, but I feel you. Shout out to everybody who was out there shopping for Black Friday. Hopefully, y'all got the great deals that y'all was looking for. If not on Black Friday, hopefully on Cyber Monday, y'all was able to pick up some good stuff. But like, I understand kind of how it is. Christmas is right around the corner. I think we have 5 weeks. It's like 5 weeks. 5 week give or take until Christmas. So I know everybody trying to hurry up and get some all the gifts they need for the people that they going shopping for and stuff like that, for sure. But that brings us to the quick hit questions. So this episode, the quick hit questions are kind of like, I guess, holiday inspired in a way. So the first quick hit question, right, is what's on y'all Christmas list? Like, what is on y'all Christmas list personally this year that either you're looking to buy yourself or you hoping someone else buy for you? Um, and keep it reasonable. Like, I'm not gonna say like if you had a gazillion dollars, like what you would buy, like, but like something that's feasible that makes sense. On my Christmas list, all the people that pretty much know me, they probably would know. But like a coupe, of course, I always wanted to like uh have a small box with a bow on it underneath the tree and it being like a car key to like a coupe or something, BRZ, the 2022 BRZ or that the Honda Civic has that just dropped, like something like that. I don't need nothing else, no clothes, no socks, no nothing. Just give me the car. You feel me? So a coupe, of course, a dirt bike. That's also on my Christmas list because I've been seeing a lot of those electric dirt bikes that they've been having. Those the I forgot it's Suron, yeah, the Surons and the Segway. 260 dirt bikes that be like quiet that people be riding in the city in the bike lanes. I've been seeing those everywhere, and them joints are like $3,500. Some of them is 5,000, but they quiet, they discreet, they're not super loud, and they keep a decent charge. So that joint been just on my Christmas list for a while. Like, dang, like, do I want to spend like 5,000, 4,000 on like a electric dirt bike? Don't want to do that, or like, man, would it make sense to buy an electric dirt bike and don't have a car yet? Like what's up? But like that's on my Christmas list for sure. If I get a truck and then if I get a truck or a hatch and then I get the bike with the rest of the money I have, then I'll knock out two birds with one stone. So that's kind of on my Christmas list for real. Would I get it this year? Probably not, but like don't push me. A couple of other things on my list is camera lenses. I want a couple more camera lenses for my Sony cam that I'm actually recording on right now. So um that's always been on the docket. Me and my friend Miguel, we go out and do video shoots and make videos and stuff like that. So just having a couple more lenses in the kit for sure will be super dope. Finally finished my gimbal Sony setup. So that would be dope. Couple more airsoft guns because like I just a collector of airsoft guns. I like going airsoft from time to time when I have the time and energy and feel like going all the way to the other side of the city to do it. But yeah, some airsoft guns. Some Jordan retro 11s. I know on the 11th of December they dropping those cool gray 11s, which is probably gonna be sold out and probably gonna be on sale for like, well, not on sale, but probably gonna be sold for about $1,000 a pair. So like, I'm not a big shoe fanatic, but like, I do want the 11s because I know they're gonna be something that like is gonna be a big thing in December. So I do want those 11s or just some more true flights. My Bordeaux's true flights. I haven't been able to get those in that color in the past like 2 years, 3 years, and the ones I have now are kind of like, kind of dig because I wear them. I really enjoy them. So some true flights. I haven't been able to find them online anywhere. So that's fucking crazy. Jordan need to stop doing that, yo. Like Jordan, they know what they be doing, and I'm mad that I didn't invest stock. Well, in Nike because like, bro, if I did, man, I would have so much loot, or I have more loot than I have now. That's a good ass investment. So for y'all, like invest in Nike because I don't never ever see Nike going out of business, man. They solidified. Um, and then a kid's bike. I want to get a kid's bike for my niece. So she can, you know, enjoy the wonders of outside like I used to enjoy when I was a kid when I was younger. And then I want to get a couple of my friends some Black Forces or some Tims because at my job, we talk heavy about having like that Black Air Force energy, and everybody who's like kind of like black and in the know, they know that like if a person wear black forces, it's like they're savage. So I just want to kind of give a couple of my coworkers some Black Air Forces. So that's on my Christmas list this year. So we'll see if I get some of those things. But like, yo, I guess the one that is mandatory, maybe the Black Forces. The Black Forces are mandatory. I don't care what anybody say. So the second question is what has been the best gift you ever received for Christmas? And like I can't really remember like too many like gifts that I received for Christmas, right? But I know off top the best gift I probably received for Christmas. And that was an iPod Touch. And the reason why I'm saying that the iPod Touch was probably the best gift I ever received for Christmas was the fact that I had that shit for the longest. I probably still have it. I think I do still have my first iPod Touch in my drawer. I need to charge that because it probably got some good ass music on it. But that iPod Touch rolled with me for the longest. What did I use that joint for? Just being on the internet, reading manga, listening to music all the time. Yo, I got that joint in like 2009 or something like that. 2010. I got it in 2010, and that joint rolled with me all the way to like 2013, 14. So that iPod Touch was like the best gift I ever received. I used that joint for everything. I watched hella anime like on the YouTube app. They had like a Shibuki YouTube app on the iPod before it became the YouTube app that we know of today. Boy, when it was very difficult to find stuff on there. Like it was very difficult to find YouTube related videos on there. But like I watched a lot of animes using that iPod. So that was dope. Um, I think the other gifts would be some boots. Like when I started to become more of like an adult, like more in like my 20, 21, 22, and I realized like, yo, like just regular shit like boots cost money and clothes cost money. And when my family bought me some boots for Christmas, I was like, oh my goodness, yo, I really needed these joints because when I tell you like that was during my college years when I was going from like Northwest Baltimore to Southwest Baltimore. So like my shoes was just getting torched by just like wearing them every day, walking up the hill, walking down the hill, going to work. My shoes was getting torched. Like I was going through like a pair of boots in like 4 months. Like 4 months, boots would be either got a hole in it or be dead. So like when my family read up and bought me some boots that one year, that shit like hit extra hard. I would say a bike because I did get bought a bike like in 2010 for my birthday, but the bike was cheap. I don't know where the hell they got that bike from, but it was cheap and it broke. And like you could tell when a bike is cheap when either the brakes are super cheap and don't work properly or the chain keep popping. And that chain kept popping. No matter how I fixed it, what I did, how I rigged it, that joint kept popping. So hey, I would say the bike, but it was fucking cheap. And then a wallet. Actually the current wallet I actually got right now, that's probably as of the recent of the past 3 or 4 years, the wallet was probably like the best gift I ever had because that semester, like that fall semester, I lost my wallet twice. Like I lost my wallet at the beginning of the semester with all my cards and everything in it, and then I lost it again like halfway through the semester, and I was pissed, right? Because it's like I was pissed not at the fact that it had any money in the wallet or stuff like that, but I was pissed more along the fact that I had an initial D, stage 7 ID license thing in there that I grinded up, right? That had like it had like a Lexus IS 300 Altezza, that was like C1 rank or something like that. You know, torching the homies in initial D at Otakon and shit like that. And I lost it, right? Like I lost my wallet, so I lost the card with it. So now, like, if I ever go to Otakon, I got to start all the way back again at like E1. That's the only important thing that was in that wallet. That and probably like a free coupon to like um the ice cream spot called Afters here in Baltimore. Everything else could be replaced, but those things could not be replaced. So the wallet was like the best gift that I received in the past like 5 years. And the last quick hit question: what was the worst Christmas you ever had? Right, and three Christmases come to mind. Right, the most recent Christmas, which was kind of good, but it was kind of bad at the end, was the 12 days of Christmas. I did a 12 days of Christmas with my ex-girlfriend, Christmas 2017. So uh the 12 days leading up to Christmas, we exchanged gifts, right? And as the days got closer and closer to Christmas, like the price of the gifts got like more and more expensive. But like thinking back to the like just that whole thing that we did, I only can remember two gifts that I received. That was the wallet, which was the best gift that I ever received during Christmas, and then maybe like some pajamas or something like that. The one thing that I wanted that I didn't get, that just I don't know how I just didn't get it was Call of Duty World War II. I wanted that, and like I even told Shorty like, "Yo, get me this, I'll be straight." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy it for you." I never received it during Christmas. Like I never got it, and I was like, I wasn't sick, but I was looking like, dang, like my 12 gifts versus the 12 gifts I received, the 12 gifts I gave versus what I received was like, what? So that was kind of like dang, like that was a sucky Christmas. Um, the other Christmas would be this is a Christmas when I was a teen. I think it was Christmas 2011 or no, it was Christmas 2010. My oldest sister gave me, my nephew, and my sister. Me and my nephew are like brothers in a way. $200. She's like, yo, I'm not really gonna buy your gifts this year. Here go $200. Y'all buy your own self a gift, right? So cool. Um, I use a portion of my $200 to buy like some clothes. Like I needed some socks. I needed socks from Walmart, this from Walmart, that from Walmart. So I bought some stuff from Walmart, and then the rest of the $200 I had, I bought snacks with. Like I bought snacks with, sold it at school after winter break, and then flipped my money. Like that's what I did with mines, right? Um, and I think I gave a portion. I also gave a portion of the $200 to my sister, my older sister, who have wasn't yet in driving school. She needed some money to go to driving school. So I was like, okay, I put up like 100 or something, portion of my joint towards that, whatever I had left towards that. So this was when I was like 17. I was like 16, 17 or something like that. So I ain't had no job. So like all I had was maybe a couple $100 that I got from flipping it at school, selling snacks at school, and whatever I scored shoveling the snow that winter. So like, yeah. But like every year after that, hi, sorry about that. Every year after that, every month preceding after we received that $200 when we needed something from our sister, like she was like, didn't I give you that $200? Didn't I give you that $200? And like, yo, we heard this shit for like 2 years. Like every time we needed something, she's like, I gave you that $200. And we was looking like, yo, it's gone. Like you gave us $200 for Christmas, this shit was gone. Like we need something. So she just kept on like throwing that in our face every time we needed something after that Christmas was over. So that's had to be one of the worst Christmases. We still talk about it today. That magical $200 that Shorty gave us that was supposed to last us for forever. You feel me? That shit was fucking crazy. Thinking back now, I probably should have used that $200 and bought drugs with it. If I would have used that 200 and bought like some weed or something like that in Colombia, a lot of people my age was out there smoking weed. I probably could have flipped that, but I wasn't thinking. I bought snacks with it, made a little bit of back, but I ain't make that much. So that was cool. That was one of the worst Christmas I had. And then I think the Christmas after this, right? The Christmas after this, that was Christmas 2010, Christmas 2011. Yeah. I think it was Christmas 2011. No. It was Christmas 2010 that we got Christmas 2009 we got the $200. Christmas 2010 we got Boost phones. So my sister, she bought me and my nephew Boost phones, right? And these wasn't good Boost phones like the phones that you see nowadays, the iPhones and the Galaxies and all that. These just like the regular like Nokia style Boost phones. These wasn't the chirps or nothing like that. It was just a screen and then a pad. That's it. So she went out and like, yeah, y'all been asking for phones and stuff like that, and for us to get in contact with y'all. Here, she bought me a phone and my nephew a phone, and she was like, okay, we bought y'all the phones. I bought y'all the phones. It's your job to go out and get jobs to keep them on. Like what? So it was crazy, right? So we both got phones, right? And then we got a little bit of money from Christmas cards and stuff like that. We got a little bit of cash. So like Boost was running like a dollar a month plan, just call or something else. Like they was running some type of promotion back then, right? Or a $2 call and text and a $3 everything, $3 call, text and that and data. And the data was very like small. So the best plan to do was the $3, but we had only like $30 worth of money. So it lasted the phones didn't even last 4 months, and we was out of resources to keep them on, right? But like she literally bought us a phone. Like, yeah, it's your responsibilities to hurry up and find jobs after the holiday is over to keep your phone on. And our phones was off. Like that was the one time they bought us phones, and like it was off. So like that was like a terrible Christmas. It didn't make sense. It's like, why give us that's like somebody go out and buy something for you and it's like it's your job to keep it on. Like, yo, why the fuck did you just buy me this in the first place? You could have just bought me like a basketball or something else or some clothes. So it was just like a backwards way of giving gifts, but that was very interesting. But that's the quick hit segment right there, man. That was very interesting. After that, I was kind of like through with Christmas. And then I guess just a quick quiz off the top of the dome. Um what are y'all, Christmas traditions that y'all normally get down with or that y'all normally do every Christmas? I can tell y'all personally what mine is. Um, Christmas don't really last that long to me. Like the Christmassy feeling only lasts about an hour. Like after you wake up and you open your gifts and stuff like that, and everybody up and cook and eat breakfast, only lasts an hour, and then it get real boring. Everybody either lay down for the rest of the day, sleep, something like that, chill. That's what they normally do, and then you probably eat later on. So every Christmas, after we exchange gifts and stuff like that, I leave and go to the movies every Christmas. I've been doing this since 2014, like 2013, 2014. I've been leaving going to Christmas. I've been leaving going to the movies every Christmas, watch whatever is in there, and then I come back. By the time I come back, it's time to eat dinner and stuff like that. So people always tag along. Sometimes my girlfriend will well, my ex-girlfriend, she used to tag along. Oh, you going to the movie for Christmas? Y'all want to come? The homies will tag along. Oh, you going to the movies for Christmas? Yeah. And even sometimes my family may, one or two of my family members may want to go. Like, oh, you going to the movies? Like, yeah. What you going to go see? I'm going to go see this. Like, okay, what time you going? Like, I'll send you the stuff. So it goes without saying, every Christmas I go see to the movies. And this year, this Christmas, I'm actually going to the movies. I just gotta find the movie theater in DC. But once I do that, yeah, you can catch a boy in the movies. And if y'all in the DMV area, holla at your boy. We all can go to the movies for Christmas. But that's my tradition. What are y'all Christmas traditions that y'all do every year? You know. Um, but let's actually get into the topic of the video. So like with Thanksgiving passing, a lot of people had the opportunity and the time just to chill and, you know, be around that family. So like, what did y'all do for Thanksgiving? What I did for Thanksgiving was, I know y'all probably thinking like, did you cook? I know you probably cooked because you like a chef or so. Or did you watch the game with your family? Or did you joke and sing? And typically, like every Thanksgiving, I would cook. Like I normally let my grandmother cook, and I prep all the small items. Like I cut peppers for I cut peppers for like the stuffing. You feel me? Or I cut peppers. I cut certain items for like the potato salad. You know, some members of my family are very picky, so they don't like the taste of like green peppers or stuff like that. So I gotta mince it like really, really small. My grandmother can't make those type of knife cuts, but I do. I do the prep work so they can cook, smooth get out of there. And of course, I wash the dishes and everything. And then I make some pies because I'm an apple pie person myself, a la mode. So I always make one or two pies every Thanksgiving. Just for me, cause I love apple pie. Family, help yourselves, but for me. But this Christmas, not Christmas, this Thanksgiving, I really didn't even do none of that. Like I actually just chilled in my room this year and watched my shows. You know, shout out to Ash, who's in episode one of the pod, and Mom Dukes, her mother, for hooking your boy up with the HBO Max. I greatly appreciate that because like all Thanksgiving, I'll mostly just binge watch my shows, and then I also grinded on Battlefield 2042. I was on there going off. The boy was going off on the Battlefield, but I was going off on that and then hop back on the HBO Max. So that's kind of what I did for Thanksgiving. And this is like I said, this is kind of like complete. This is kind of completely different from my normal holiday routine because I am normally like in the kitchen with my family preparing Wednesday, Thursday. I'm in there preparing, cooking, staying up all night, peeling yams, peeling some potatoes, dicing peppers, onions, washing the greens. You know how it is, running to the store for the last minute items, oh, on the way back, can you hit the liquor store, hitting the liquor store for drinks and smokes on the way back, going to 4 or 5 different markets because you can't find sauerkraut. Yeah, I know how it is. Oh, dropping people off at the end of the night who rode the bus to the house, and the bus is on holiday schedule, putting the food away. That's normally the stuff that I do. But like this year, man, when I tell you I chilled until like 1:30, and somebody came and got me. One of my family members came and got me and was like, "Oh, do you mind grabbing the bigger table to put all the Thanksgiving food? The small table is not going to be enough." So I got dressed, grabbed the table, put that up, hit the store, got a cup of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and sat on the porch and just chilled. Send my messages out because y'all, you send messages out to your friends and your families and the shorties and everything. Happy Thanksgiving. What you doing for Thanksgiving? You cook? Okay, cool, cool, cool. What you make? Oh, did you regular cook or do you cook? Oh, damn, you cook. Damn, what's up? The usual stuff. But this year I wasn't for that. I was riding solo. Maybe because like work been crazy. And I told y'all about work in previous part how it's just been hectic. So like this chilling is just chilling and resting is really good. And what I tend to try to do on my free time to recharge. So that's what I've been doing lately. Um, but yeah, or this that's just what I've been on riding solo. So yeah, and I just wasn't with the Thanksgiving. I just wasn't with the Thanksgiving like spirit this year. And it just maybe just because I've been riding solo for so long in terms of like hanging by myself, and I've been in my routine for so long, I wake up in the morning at 5:30 in the morning. My family, they hear me. Like they hear me leave out for work at 5:30. Then I come in from work, they not home yet, but they see me or they see me come in from work. I normally chill for a couple hours. They see me again, leave out my room. I shower, prepare myself for work for the next day. And then on the weekends, they see me. I get up, take a shower, leave, go to the coffee shop, and they see me when I come back from the coffee shop. Like just simple, simple stuff. And it's nothing against the fam. Like sometimes I just enjoy like that peace and quietness, right? And like it feels so good. Sometimes it feels so good, man. It feel like you ready to climax when you have like that peace and quiet when nobody's around, nobody call you, nobody needs you. Um, but seriously, like, but this is give me that peace and quiet sometimes give you the opportunity just to like come up with these podcast topics to talk about. You know, it gave me the opportunity to really just to think about different stuff and do different stuff. And that's nothing against my family, but like without that free time and that riding solo, I wouldn't have time to do stuff like that. So that's probably maybe that kind of contributes to just me not being in the Thanksgiving spirit because I got accustomed to riding solo, the solitude. But like family is a very interesting thing, and that's kind of the topic of this podcast episode. So like lately, I just been finding myself just talking to a lot of people because of the podcast, of course, but because I just really like to learn people. Right, I'm in the business of learning people. So I've been talking to a lot of different people about a lot of interesting things, and one of those things is just being family. Um, People of not only different ages but different race and different cultures. Like how do your family normally operate? What do your family normally do? What are your family routines? And like for my family, right? My OG family, my original family, my ready family, my grandmother, she's already passed away. Like my grandmother Murray, she passed away and she was cool and she was kind of like the center or the nucleus of our family. Every holiday, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, birthday parties, and etc. Like all that was kind of like centered around her. Like she brought everybody together. But like once your grandmother kind of go, like your family kind of like fragment, and that's kind of like what happened. My grandmother was the center of the family, and she kind of fragmented. She passed away, and the family kind of fragmented in their own way. And now, like nowadays, right? From my OG family, my oldest sister, she kind of like becoming the center of the family. Like she was the person, she's normally the person like, oh, I'm cooking for the holidays, come through, or I'm doing a sibling day. I want y'all to come through, or we all gonna meet at this spot or should go this spot. And I personally don't fuck with my older sister. Like we're not cool. So like I don't never show up. I don't never show up. I don't expect them to reach out to me. I don't want to be reached out to. Um and like when it comes to values, right? Because every family dynamic kind of got like a core value that is centered with it, like that's focused with it. If I was to think back to my original family, like the OG family, the values of the family not really centered around love, right? It's more centered around like that's your blood, and you hear this a lot in black culture and black household. Like, yo, yeah, that person did you wrong, but that's your blood. That's your brother or that's your sister or whatever. They kind of like blood trumps everything else, whether that person was loyal or disloyal or not. Blood trumps love in that way. And that's kind of like the core value of my OG family. Now, my foster family, which is the family that I currently stay with, gra- grandma's still here. So grandma is still focused around and centered around my grandmother Jeanette for sure. Um, but it's more focused around family values, like love. And like for me, right, I'm a very insightful person, and I think I made in a couple podcasts back. I talk about like this, just always kind of being insightful, and like even when I was young, I always kind of like was kind of insightful. So I kind of like recognized when I was young, like yo, this OG family is not really based off of love; it's based off of blood. But when I met my foster family, I could see it like, oh, my foster family is really based off of family values, kind of like the Cosby Show. It's mostly centered around love, you know. And like when I think outside the box, I see like my foster family. express a lot of different values, such as like education, home ownership, being selfless, being well traveled, and they operate more in like the middle class uh spot versus my OG family, which is kind of like lower class, right? So like it makes a lot of sense. Like it makes a lot of sense. Like, well, at least to me, both black families, like both black families, and y'all know how black families can be. But one is like, blood trumps love, and the other one is like, okay, we are family value, love over everything, be clear, and also setting boundaries, love. So that's interesting. Those two different black households, of course. And then for me, right, I have a work family, and I know y'all probably have a work family as well. But like being just being in the food industry, being the type of person I am, family is family, and camaraderie and laughing and joking and having a good time is very important to me, and supporting one another is very important to me. So like when it comes to my work family, every job that I work at, or even jobs that I'm no longer at, but I still know those employees and stuff like that, like it's mostly just centered around me, right? And like it's weird. Even it's kind of similar to my friend family. Like back when I had a big group of friends that I normally hang out with and chill with all the time, I always was kind of like the center of it. I'm not haven't been the center of my friend family in a while because I've been riding solo. But like my work family is mostly centered around me. I'm normally the person that get everybody together, that establish connections, the relationships, the jokes, the humor, having a good time, making sure everybody's included, making sure everybody good. Like that role that grandmothers typically play in like getting everybody together and make sure everybody is fed and right and healthy. That's kind of like the role that I play when it comes to my work family. Um, it's kind of like the movie. Paid in Full. If you ever seen the movie Paid in Full, uh, like once Ace Boogie got on and started making money, like everybody eats. That's kind of like how I am with my work family. Like everybody eats, fam. And like with my work family, yeah, we gotta work, but we're gonna have a good time. We had steak dinners for New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve if we had to work that day. Easter we had salmon. Any holiday, if I had to work that day, we had something. And even if I say I was off, if I say I was off that day and it was like a holiday, I will come through. I'll come through for 2 hours, 3 hours, bring the food, bring the salmon, bring the steaks, cook that up for us real quick. Cook that up for us. What's good, baby? You straight? Like making sure everybody's straight. Man, I remember that one time you was in here going down on the line, burning. Woo! Oh yeah, we gonna make a song about bro when he leave. Like I always was that, the center of that, was the heart, the soul was the glue that really held it together. And like even at my new job, I'm still that. You feel me? At a new job, I build that work family. I build those relationships. That web, making sure everybody included, everybody having a good time. But it's just interesting, man. Like just the idea of families. But like doing the podcast and talking with a lot of people, I had the opportunity to kind of like learn how other people families get down, black people, white people, Hispanic, Asian, and like all families, all those type of families like have their own traditions and traits that's kind of like unique to them, right? Um, I think 3 years ago, a friend of mine, um, classmate that I used to go to Towson with, he called me and he was like, Twan, I got a short film I'm doing in my hometown of Germantown, and can you do the sound for it? I know you don't drive, but like you can stay with my parents, you can stay at my family house for the weekend. We'll put you up for the whole weekend, you'll be straight. And like I wasn't gonna do it at first, but I was like, okay, he always been real to me. His name is Riley, right? He was like, he always been good to me. I was like, yeah, sure. Um, we took the hour and a half drive from Towson to like his house, and like he had a really solid family. They had a nice house that they owned. They had two dogs. One dog didn't bond with me, the other dog did. Uh, the mother was home, the sister was home, but the father, he was out of town for work, but he was coming back that day. Uh, the house was clean, it was organized. It was like a great small, Caucasian family, right? And like the way they got down was cool. Mom cooked, everybody kind of did their own thing. It was cool. I really enjoyed it. And funny thing, right, about that story, right? Because it was kind of weird being like a black dude in Germantown, staying in my classmate's house with his parents and stuff like that. It was kind of weird, right? So, um, the first day, we dropped off the equipment at the house, right? We kind of like ate dinner. It was late, and then we went to bed. We had like a 7:30, 7 o'clock in the morning call for the film that we were shooting, right? So I took my shower, went upstairs, took my shower and stuff like that. Came downstairs. His mother was like, "If you want some coffee, it's the Keurig is in the kitchen. You help yourself." I'm like, "Yeah, like of course I want coffee." I went down there, popped the joint, like popped my cup underneath the joint, hit the button on the Keurig, and like when I think I turned to my left. I turned to my left towards the cabinets, straight. When I turned back right, like on the right, um, my friend's father, his plane like came in at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, right? He came from like Texas or something. He was sitting at the counter, like on the other side of the wall, like eating, drinking coffee or eating something, eating breakfast, and didn't say a word. He didn't say good morning or nothing like that. I was like, dang. I was like, they said that you was out of town. I said they said that you was out of town, but you was getting in late. I was like, I thought you'd be asleep. He was like, nah, like I'm the morning person around here. I'm looking like, dang, like you just got in at like you just flew in at 4 o'clock and you still up. But I was like, hi, my name is Twan and stuff like that. But like his family was very, very, very cool. They was very close knit, right? But it is interesting how other cultures, other races, family get down. What I noticed, right? Because I had this boss that I work with, this head chef. Um, you know, he was telling me about his family. I asked him about like, yo, what your family do? How your family typically like? And he was like, well, my family is small. He said, I got a bunch of brothers and sisters, but my family is kind of small. It just consists of my household. And I'm like, well, what's up? Do your siblings come through every now and then? Do things with your siblings? And he was like, nah, like my siblings got family of their own. Like it just me, my wife, and my kids. And I was like, dang, like with black families, like everybody will come over the house or have events every now and then and tell you to come through and this funeral, a wedding, a barbecue, a family reunion, like it's always something. And he was like, nah, like it's just my immediate family. Like it's just my kids and my wife. And like maybe my grandparent, maybe my father and mother, the grandparents. But that's it. My brother, my sister, my cousins and all that, they got their own spot. I was like, dang. And then I asked them, right? I forgot what we was talking about. We was chilling, we was working. And I was like, man, like how do you make more money out here? Like, how can I make more money? And he was like, man, get life insurance policies on all your family members. And I was like, what? I said, man, I can't do no slime ball shit like that. Like, are you serious? He was like, get life insurance policy on all your family members. And I was like, you got life insurance policy on all your family members? And he just looked at me. And I was like, oh, he did serious. And I was like, dang, like that's kind of crazy. That like every you putting money on all your family here, and if somebody passed away, like you get the check. But then when I really like stepped outside the box and I thought about it, I was like, dang, that makes a lot of sense while they stay like in the middle class. Because like every time somebody passed away, they get a good amount of money back from the policy and they use that to buy a house to do this. I was like, man, if we did that in the black like culture, uh people be fussing and fighting over just a couple thousand, a couple $100. So like it'll be way more crazy. But I was like, dang, if we adopted that to our culture, things will be a little bit better. But like I understand why we don't do that. But that was crazy that like, Caucasian people just stick to that immediate family and like their cousins and the aunts and they not with that. And it's like it's similar to kind of like Asian families. A friend of mine, he's more Asian, and like he said that like his family mostly consists of just his household, his mother, his father, his sister, and like sometimes the grandparents will come from another country. They'll come, or they'll go visit them every year, but it's normally like their immediate family. And then when it comes to like growing up, you're raised and you grow with your family. Like you don't really have like outsiders. When they go on trips, they go on trips as a family. And when you go on a trip with your family, you're expected to stay around your family. You can't really go off on your own. I'm gonna go here by myself. I'm gonna go here by myself. Like, nah, like you gotta stay within the vicinity of your family. And I'm looking like, dang, that's kind of similar to Caucasian family. Like they stick to just their immediate, but like even Asian families, they a lot more like you grow with your family. You don't really, I don't want you hanging with those friends. When you get out of school, come home. Me, you, mom, and your sister, we gonna go here. Me, you, mom, your sister, we gonna go there. Me, you, mom, your sister, we gonna go there. It's not like you going to Billy house or you going to Tay house, like kind of like black families. It's not like that. And then my current coworker, right? He's Latino, he's Hispanic. Uh, and like he been telling me about his family, and his family is really interesting, really cool. And I don't know. I think I wanna, be in his family because like he said that well, every last one of his siblings are married. He said like every last one of my siblings are married, and like when they get divorced and stuff like that, they get remarried like pretty quickly, right? And I was like, damn, like why y'all get married so quickly? Like it's not like black families where we take forever to get married. Y'all get married super quick. He was like, we do it to make sure that the grandparents and stuff like that are straight. Like they're taken care of. They don't have to, get put in a house somewhere or this and that. We making sure that somebody is going to be there and going to be around to take care of the parents. And I was like, dang, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense. But like his stuff is fucking like very interesting. Every weekend, he's like every weekend, like, what you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going over my brother-in-law house to cook out. I was like, dang, what you doing next weekend? Next weekend, I'm going over my sister-in-law house to cook out. Like, huh? What you doing the weekend after that? I'm going over my brother-in-law house to cook out. I'm looking like, dang, like you don't never cook out at your house. He said, man. He said, no. Mm-mm. No, I'm not cooking out in my house. He said, I go to their house, I cook, and then I leave. I don't have to clean. And I was like, dang, y'all Hispanics kind of messed up for that. But I was like, that's super smart because that's why like black people don't be like to cook sometimes because people will come through, eat your food, and then all right, fam, grab a plate and go. And like if that's your house, you gotta clean it up. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. But like they be having big parties every weekend and like this it seemed like duty, like just the idea the duty of taking the charge and looking out for your family is super important for that group. Like that specific guy, he told me like, oh well, my sister, she didn't take care of our nephews or something like that, so I've been raising my nephews since they was babies, and they live with me, and they like my son. And I'm looking like, dang, like you raised all two, three of my kids. Like, yeah, I've been raising them since they was young. They was just living out Cali. I brought them here to Baltimore or to New York City, and they've been with me ever since. And I raised them all the way to the point they're men. And like, I think his nephew is like 32. His nephew worked at the job as well. But he was like, I've raised him all the way until he was 32. Like he still stay with us. He still paid. We still going to work together and everything. But he was like, the father wasn't near. She wasn't here. The mother wasn't near. So like I had to do my duty. And I was like, dang, like it's kind of crazy how like different families kind of like family values are focused on like different things. I know, like I said before, like black families is kind of like it can be either blood. A lot of times it's blood over love. So like that's your blood, man. You know, don't let nobody do such and such to your blood, man. For it seems like Hispanic families more like duty, like okay, you got a duty to make sure somebody take care of your family. And I think Asian families kind of like a little bit of that. And Caucasian families, I don't know. Maybe it's just longevity. Maybe that thing is just longevity, making sure that it's always money out there that if something was to happen, it wouldn't really greatly affect our class status. Like we always either be middle class, we'll never be broke. So it is very interesting, like how families work. I'm hoping to like just take the stuff that I learned from talking to these different races about how that family get down and actually like tie it into my family. You feel me? Like, m- not I'm not saying put insurance policies on all my family members and stuff like that, but like really understanding the core values of what actually makes a good, healthy, solid family. Um, because I would say like, yo, when it comes to looking out for people, like looking out for people and making sure everybody is straight and like coming together, nobody does it better than black families. Black families will they may not stand you, but they will look out for you. You know, they will really look out for you the best they possibly can. Even if it's some BS, like they will look out for you the best they possibly can, even to their own detriment. I don't have I really don't have the money to give you, but like, y'all about to get evicted. All right, man. We gonna pull the money together and make sure you don't get evicted. Or like, oh, y'all got the money to bury Lil Woody. Okay, we gonna pull the money together to bury Lil Woody. Oh, we gotta do a repass. Okay, I'm gonna do the chicken. This person gonna do the mashed potato. This person gonna do that. We're gonna pull out food stamps and resources together to do it. And like I love that aspect of like black families and black culture that like we're so willing to help each other. But sometimes I do recognize like, yo, that can be a detriment to us. Like we are constantly helping each other. We're not having an opportunity to actually grow, to better ourselves. Every time we moving up to better ourselves, we gotta get somebody money to get back even. And it's like, damn, I was just about to break the threshold of reaching the next class, and then I gotta lend somebody this or somebody pass away or like it can just be a huge detriment, right? But I think like taking those components of those other families, those other cultures, and kind of like blend it with our spirit and what makes us successful and makes us really, really good, will see us really grow like pretty far. And like I'm gonna try to take these principles and these values and everything and tie it into my family when I have a family one of these days. But like it is super dope. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Y'all know what we talked about. We talked about the fam, we talked about our family, and it's been very eye-opening to me, man. We still cooking. But this is episode 11 of the Just Send It podcast with your host, Riley Escobar. And I see y'all in the next one.